Hey guys, it's me, 80s from 4. Today, guys, we talk to you guys about the Champions League second leg reactions, man. And oh my goodness, man, what drama we had in those 4 games, man. What drama we had. And oh man, it was crazy, man. It was crazy. So let me go ahead and get everything set ready up, Um so yeah, let me go ahead and get the title ready. So I have Liverpool advance, Manchester City advanced, Villarreal advanced, and Real Madrid. So, okay. Crap. I have to. I'll just say Man City. Still not enough. Okay. There we go. Took the reaction part off. Okay, so let me go ahead and share the link. Remember, guys, to join the thing in the join the thing. So let me go ahead and pin that real quick. So if you guys want to come on here to give your opinions, you're more than welcome to. I'm just gonna go ahead and start that. So that is pinned for you guys, and let me also put it on Twitter that I'm live. So yeah, and also I need to do the YouTube thing. So we're gonna go ahead and do some quick little things real quick, and then of course we'll actually we'll begin our discussion, guys, because these 4 Champions League games, man, it was exciting as heck. So let me go ahead and see. Let me go ahead and get the link. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started, guys. So give me like around like 2 minutes to get everything set it up. In the meantime, while we're discussing, guys, let's go ahead and get started with the matches. So let me go ahead and get the foot mob thing in the side. So we'll discuss about today's matches first, just because it's just took place today, and I'll be honest with you guys, these games were, I think, a lot less eventful than yesterday. But we'll start with the first game we have here is Liverpool Man City. Sorry, Liverpool Benfica. So let me go ahead and put the thing. So right here, yep. Okay. Okay, so I just put it on Twitter. So let me go and I did. Let me go ahead and pin the streamer thing here. Okay. Why is this not pinning? There we go. Now it's pinned. So I just pinned it right now, guys. And I believe I did make the subscriber only. So let me go ahead and just double check if I did. Okay, there you guys go. Let me go ahead and put this, and then we're gonna go. I'm gonna put on my Discord server, and then we're gonna go ahead and get started. So, man, craziness indeed. So let's start with the Liverpool Benfica game. So, for this game, guys, you can tell that Jurgen Klopp didn't take the game as serious as he did in the first leg, just because of how comfortable the position was. He made 7 changes of starting 11. We saw players that probably would never start, like Simikas got the start and the opportunity. Kanata started. Then you had Matip, Gomez, Keita, Henderson, Milner, Jota, Firmino, Diaz. You could see how he rotated the players. He rested a lot of the players, rested a lot of the key players like Salah, Fabinho, Thiago Alcantara, Mane, Origi. Well, Origi's not really a starter, but Then Van Dijk was rested, Trent was rested, Robertson was rested. And like I said, guys, the game was very comfortable in the sense that they were pretty much through. Now I gotta give credit to Benfica, man. Even though they didn't really have anything to play for, they were virtually almost theoretically out. They still put up a great effort. You got to give credit to Darwin Nunez, who scored a good goal on the day, and Ramos as well, who was a good goal as well. You got to give credit to even players off the bench like Yamichuk as well. And Benfica did cause a lot of issues. Benfica did cause a lot of issues for Liverpool. It wasn't really a straightforward win for Liverpool, a draw for Liverpool, and that Benfica could have advanced. They honestly could have. Um, but I think the problem with Benfica is just they don't have that quality compared to Liverpool. Liverpool have that quality, Benfica don't, and I think that's the reason why Liverpool were able to plow through. And you look at that first goal, that was a great goal from Kanate from the corner kick, corner, and then Gonzalo Ramos scored a nice goal there. And then guess what, guys? Firmino scores. Um, the second goal, it was a great set piece. And then Firmino scores again. It was another great set piece there for Shimikas. And then Benfica, man, got to give them the credit. Yarmin Shah got a goal there. Darwin Nunez got a goal. And I even think they even had a goal disallowed right at the end that could have actually made it 4-3, if I'm not mistaken. But nonetheless, man, Benfica did it, man. So got to give credit to them. Stats wise, it was a pretty much even game. I don't think there was any team that was really, really better. I think Liverpool on the day did create. I think Benfica did play a little bit better. They created more big opportunities, but I think all in all, I think it was a straightforward win, straightforward for Liverpool, and they just knew how to get the job done. They were just professional on the day. That was really the difference. And yeah, so let me go ahead and ping people right now. Content. Also do sports as well, I suppose. So yeah, there you guys go. There, we're live right now, man. So yeah, man. Like I said, I don't think there's really much else to discuss. This game was kind of like not really. There wasn't really a lot at stake in this game. We already knew that what was going to happen, but I still needed to discuss about this game because why the heck not? So I'm trying to get an Atleti fan come on here to give their perspective on the Atleti game, Atleti versus Man City. Um, let's see if that person comes on. If not, we can just go ahead and proceed. So I did ask if you wanted to join. So yeah. So let's go ahead and look at this right here. So we have Atletico Madrid versus Manchester City. Now, let me go ahead and see. So yeah, for this game, as I said, guys, I think this was a game which was very dramatic, especially toward the end, guys. And geez, oh my goodness, the ending to the game was ridiculous. There was a huge fight. A lot of players got a yellow card. Simeone got a yellow. Phil Foden got a yellow. Joao Cancelo got a yellow. Dude, this game was crazy, man. Felipe got it. Dude, basically all of stoppage time was dramatic, man. It was huge, dramatic indeed. So, you um, huge indeed. So, let me see what he says. Oh, he says he can't come right now. He can't speak. Oh, that's unfortunate. So, yeah, like I said, guys, it was just a huge, good effort from Atletico Madrid. They really gave it their best effort, and I think they honestly, guys, I think Atleti played better on the day. I think they did play better on the day. Actually, they created more issues for City, and at times it looked like City were just trying to go out there for a draw. And you could argue that Atleti were actually playing like possession based, and where City were just trying to get out a draw. It was almost like what happened the first leg. You could make a strong argument for, but you know, Manchester City, they create a lot of early chances in the game. I remember that chance that Rodri had. I think Mars had the chance there, dude. It was crazy, man, that first half. But as the game wore on, Atleti started to look better and better, especially that second half. Atleti were extremely dominant the second half. They created so many chances. I don't know how they didn't score in the second half. But like I said, guys, Atletico Madrid, this is just how they are. And well, I was saying to Michael's stream on Monday, I believe, I said that Griezmann shouldn't start this game. And why is he starting? I'm sorry, this Griezmann guy is average. I'm sorry, this Griezmann guy is not good whatsoever. I don't care about what he did in the Atleti in the past. He is not that good. And they should have started Cunha. And you could see how much Cunha actually made a difference in this. You can see how much he made it. You can see how lively he is. And unfortunately, he was only given an opportunity 82nd minute. And why is Felipe starting? I'm sorry, this guy is average. This guy is horrible, man. This guy is one of the worst center backs you have. And I understand you have injuries to like, Jimenez. I think he's out for this game, and stuff like that. But still, man, I mean, it's surely there's someone better than him, I mean, I would have started Hermoso. Hermoso is not good, but at least he's better than Felipe. Felipe is just awful, guys. Felipe is just terrible, man. There's no other way to put it, And it's just a really sad situation to see because Atletico Madrid, they did play well. And I think they did create a lot of good chances. And I just think that for me, guys, it was definitely a very eventful game. Joao Felix didn't really do much in the game. He was kind of one of the most disappointing players. I think Kondogbia actually had an okay game. This guy in particular also had a decent game. Renan Lido. And yeah, man, as I said, Man City, man, they were professional. They got the job done. 0-0 draw. Ederson made some 2 big saves right at the end. Got to give credit to him. And yeah, man, as I said, guys, it was interesting, and Cancelo will be suspended for the first leg. He will be suspended for the first leg, which I think is huge, for Manchester City. That's going to be a huge blow to have there. So make sure you guys like the video if you haven't already. We have 5 people on here, so if you can get to 10 likes, that'll be greatly appreciated. And yeah, man, so yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they could roll up in this one. Like I said, Laporte. I think Stones had a very good game. Everyone Stones actually made a crucial block. I believe it was on Joao Felix there, I think. If I'm not mistaken, you guys can correct me in the chat. But I believe he was good on the day. Laporte as well. I think the whole defense in particular was great for City. I just think that their forwards were I think Silva didn't really have a good game. I think Foden was average on the day. And all in all, I just think that for Manchester City, they just looked really. You could tell that they were just going for the draw right at the end, especially. And Ilkay Gundogan, I feel like he could have done better, indeed. So, yeah, I mean, looking at stats-wise, Savage, I also thought had a very good game. Savage, I think, was one of the best players for Atleti on the day. And yeah, and obviously Gabriel Jesus was suspended through yellow card accumulation. And stats wise, it was a pretty much even game. But yeah, man, Atletico Madrid, man, you got to get I kind of feel bad for them because I feel like they didn't I feel like they should have at least scored 1 goal in the tie. But at the end of the day, I'm kind of glad that they didn't advance because I'll be honest with you guys, if they had advanced, oh man, the possibility of a Madrid, man, I just don't want to talk about why. You guys know why I don't want them. You guys know I didn't want Atleti to advance because of the fact that they would face Real Madrid, and we know how Real Madrid handles Madrid derbies. So, yeah, let me go ahead and read some of the chat here. Let me go ahead and look at the chat. So, drama, yes, indeed. Matt's channel, yes, hi. Nice to see you here. 2 English teams and 2 Spanish teams. Atleti was definitely better. Told you it's going to be Real Madrid versus Manchester City in semifinal. No more Madrid derby. Liverpool versus Villarreal could be a tough one. Yusuf coming to Dubai, lol, holomo. Okay. So I just caught up with the chat, guys. For me personally, if I'm being honest with you guys, I knew that we would. I didn't make my prediction clear. I did get 3 out of the 4 teams correct, by the way, guys. The only prediction I got wrong was the Bayern Villarreal one, where I believe I predicted Bayern. But every other prediction I got a spot on, man. I got a spot on. So, and I did predict a draw for the Man City Atletico. I believe I said 1-1. And I said that City would snap. I feel like I said City would like break Atleti's hearts right at the end. So, yeah, man. So, yeah, like I said, it'll be interesting to see what comes to fruition. So, man, this was a crazy game, though. It was almost like a World War III, especially in extra time, man. I mean, it was just ridiculous. I mean, um, yeah, man. Um, I think for Atletico Madrid, I think what they should have done was this. This is what my ideal lineup would have been for this team. Play a 4-4-2, as you guys normally do. Play Oblak and goal, obviously. Left back, put Lodi, I suppose. And then center backs, I would actually put René Lido, and I would actually put Savage. Right back, I would actually put um, Lorente. You could do him, but I feel like Lorente is so much better as a CM. I feel like you're wasting Lorente as a right back. So right back, I would actually put Versako. And then maybe like the midfield, the four midfields, I would put Lamar on the left flank, center CDM, Kondogbia, Koke, and then right flank maybe like Carrasco. I would put, and maybe I actually take Koke off. Actually, I would put Kondogbia and Lorente, and then on the right flank you would put Carrasco, and then my two forwards have been Cunha and Joao Felix. I feel like that was a. I feel like Atleti should have lined up something like that, except they didn't do that. And I think they extremely messed up in the defensive aspect. So, like I said, guys, for Atletico Madrid, it's very devastating for them. I think they'll definitely feel aggrieved, and maybe some of the decisions they'll be complaining about. But at the end of the day, for Atletico Madrid, it's really what first leg that really costed them because it's such a huge gamble to take that. Okay, we're gonna try to get a draw at home, but we have to win a home game. It's just a really bad gamble to take, and you just don't know what's gonna happen because you you just don't know the possibility like you can go win on the road and lose at home. Real Madrid did that. So don't adopt this policy that okay, we'll get a draw on the road, get a win at home. It's a very much basic approach. Every manager that's like that wants to do that way is just kind of pathetic. I'm sorry. It's just not a great approach because it's not sensible. You're not going to all the time get a draw at home. I mean, win on the road, and a win on the at home and draw on the road. It just doesn't work all the time like that. And this is what I hate about like getting back to the USA here is that I hate the fact that in CONCACAF it's like raised and believed that okay, a draw on the road is good and that if you win your home games you're good to go. While I do understand the approach and makes sense, but at the same time, you still should try to actively go out for the win on the road, you know, and you shouldn't just rely on just your home games because there'll be some home games you can't win. It's just like that, man. That's just a part of the game. So yeah, man. That's just my 2 cents on this whole thing. For Atletico Madrid, I definitely feel somewhat aggrieved for them, but at the same time, I do believe that Manchester City did deserve to progress. I believe they did deserve to advance, and I think they definitely show the credentials, man. So yeah, as I said, that's pretty much that in my opinion. So let me go and see what else you guys saying in the chat. Um, Let me see what you guys say in the chat. Okay, Lil Imran. Okay. Yeah. So, what else do you guys have to say about this game, guys? So, okay. So, would you guys have any other thoughts regarding this game? I guess we should move on and discuss the next game. If you guys have any other additional thoughts, let me know. Otherwise, we're just gonna go ahead and just move on to the next game. Okay, I guess we're just gonna move on to the next game, guys. Let's just move on. Okay, so next game we have here. What do we have here? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the guys Walker and I think Walker. Who else got injured? And I think Laporte came off. I think and Ake came on. And who else came off? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, Walker got injured and De Bruyne got injured too. I think right. I think they both got injured. So yeah, man. As I said, let me go ahead and read some of the comments. I think Stones should stay when Diaz is back. Yeah, I do agree with that. Let me go turn the lights on real quick. It's a little dark here. Okay. Um, an all English final. There is a very good possibility of that happening. And I will say this right now, guys. I don't want to give my predictions yet for the semis yet, but I'm going to say this right now. There is a great possibility we could very well see that. And I did sense the possibility of that even at the quarterfinal stage, because we all anticipated that we would have a Bayern Liverpool semi, and we did expect either a Man City versus Chelsea or Man City versus Real Madrid. So yeah, Burnett, I think you do make a good point that it is a very good possibility. I wouldn't be surprised, you know. And I do think that there is a great possibility. So let's go ahead and move on to the next game. I don't really have anything else to really elaborate on this. If you guys want to come on and speak, we can go back to this game. But for right now, let me just go ahead and discuss other two games because, like I said, we're going to discuss all the quarterfinal games. Okay, so the next game I believe we have. Let's go ahead and get the other game out of the way. The other game we have, it is Bayern 1, Villarreal 1. Yeah, that was a pretty shocking is the right word. Okay, and also by the way, guys, the semifinals are set by the way. You have on April 26th and May 3rd. I believe that it's going to be one on Tuesday, one on Wednesday. I think. Okay, why is this thing not working? Playoff. Okay, there we go. Where is it? Right here. Can we find right here? There we go. Let me go ahead and look at the second match here. So, for this match, guys, for this match, I did talk about this in my match review, so I'm going to keep this brief. Um, Bayern Munich, man. Bayern Munich, Bayern Munich. Nagelsmann, why in the earth did you do a back three? Can you explain that to me? Bayern's one of the weakest points of Bayern's always been the defense, and it's just very annoying that when a team doesn't play to their strengths, we know for a fact that the defense is the weakest aspect. And when you're having center backs of Hernandez, Upamecano, and Pavard, it's just not that great. Especially the fact that the only real natural center back you have is Upamecano. I know Pavard can play as a center back. I know he's capable of doing so, but he's been played more often as a right back. Lucas Hernandez, I know he could do as a center back. He's actually decent, and I actually feel that he could do a good job. But for me, he's more of a left back, you know. And that's the issue is that why are you playing players like why do you have like three center backs? It's just really weird. And the fact that you have Kimmich and Goretzka and then Sane, Muller, Musiala, Coman, Lewandowski, it looks great on paper. But if you actually see the thing, Bayern is accustomed to the 4-2-3-1. That is what they're traditionally known as. That's always been the way to go. But when you're rolling up to like the Champions League with the 3-2-4-1, it's just not the same feeling. It's just not cohesive, not structured. And remember, guys, Villarreal rested their entire 11 against Athletic Bilbao. They rested their entire 11, and every player that played this game didn't even play in that previous game. Even the goalkeeper, guys, and it just shows how much more stamina they had. I think for me, Jan Foyth had a great game. I think Albiol had an amazing game. Like Paul Torres and Esteban, that defense was very solid. And the problem with Villarreal, guys, is that they play very good football. I actually like watching Villarreal, but the problem is that they're just not clinical enough in the final third. That's really been the biggest issue with them, and that's always been the issue that's always haunted them is that they're just not good enough in the final third. They're just not good enough. I'm sorry. Like their attack in the final third is just very, very ill, and that's the issue for them is that I feel as though that if Dread Moreno isn't scoring the goals, I don't know who else is going to be. Like, you have Dan Juma, who missed a big chance the game, should have scored that chance. And I know he scored in the first leg, but come on. The chance he had in the second leg was right there for the taking. Lo Celso playing as a right winger. He's not really a natural winger, but he can actually do a decent job there. And then you have players like Jaquizi, who's been inconsistent. Then Pedroza, Warrior, Alcacer, Trogaros. It's a good team, guys. It's a very, very good team they have here. And the problem with, as I said, though, for Villarreal is that I just think that for me, as I said, their attack is the most disappointing part. And if they could be clinical in the final third, I think we can have a great semi against them in Liverpool because there's no guarantee Liverpool is going to beat Villarreal. It's not a guarantee, guys, because let's be real, guys. Liverpool struggled against Benfica. It wasn't a routine easy win for them, you know. Um, so let's not act like as of like okay, Liverpool is going to destroy Villarreal. And for the Liverpool fans that are thinking that, you guys are absolutely dumb, in my opinion, because that is very, very shameful to say, in my opinion. So, I just think for me, guys, for Liverpool in particular, I'm sorry, not Liverpool, for Bayern in particular, I think they have to reset because I'll be honest with you guys. I think this is the first time because I'm looking at the games they've played this season. They haven't really been properly challenged this season. They really haven't. The last time they actually had a decent challenge was maybe against Dortmund, but it's Dortmund for crying out loud. We know how bad Dortmund are these days. We know how terrible they have been this season. And so I'm not even sure how much you could read into that. And that even if they had played Bayern Munich, I'm sorry, not Bayern Munich, Liverpool, I don't think they beat Liverpool. I really don't think so because this Liverpool team is looking unstoppable at the moment. Defensively, they're looking very good. Attacking wise, they're looking brilliant. And this Bayern team, even over the weekend, they struggled to beat Augsburg, guys. Augsburg. It's a team that's like fighting for relegation. And when you're struggling to beat those kind of teams, it looks very worrying. It looks very, very worrying indeed. So for Bayern in particular, I think this is definitely a reset call. I think Nagelsmann has to do a lot of things over the summer. I think they're going to have to do a lot of changes because I'll be real with you guys. This Bayern team, it looks really disappointing, especially the defense. The defense in particular is really, really weak in my opinion. And yeah, man, I just think for them, then they need to reshuffle in the summer, man. They need to like reassess things. So yeah, man. That's pretty much about it for that game. So, do you guys have any other thoughts regarding this Liverpool game? Um, so do guys have any other thoughts regarding this Liverpool game? And sorry, Liverpool Bayern Munich game. Sorry, I was thinking about Liverpool because of the Liverpool Bayern I was thinking, but yeah, I mean, as I said for Bayern, man, and this is a huge, huge disappointment, as I said, and I think they're gonna have to do a lot of things over the summer because the performance we saw there today, man, it just looked really, really discouraging. And Goretzka, man, I think he was really good in both games. I think Goretzka was honestly one of the best players for them both games. I know he didn't get a goal nor an assist, but dude, he was like lively in the midfield. He created so much danger for the opposition. And I just think for me, he's one of Bayern's most crucial and fundamental players. And without him, guys, Bayern is just not the same. I feel like Bayern really needs him in that team. And I feel like he adds so much presence in the team. So yeah, man, as I said, that's pretty much about it. So um, yeah, Bayern was shocking. Bayern was shocking, and this is an interesting point because, as I said, Bayern have a great team on paper. The players you have on paper is really good, but is it down to the manager or is it down to the players? Because I feel it's a bit of both. Yes, you can blame the manager all you want, but at the end of the day, you still have pretty much almost the same team. Like the team is almost identical to the team that Hansi Flick had. The only real significant difference is the defense. That's really the only thing that's changed. And it's not as if the defense really costed Bayern today. It was the attack that really costed Bayern. And so, as I said, I'm just a bit surprised. I think maybe the system just doesn't really suit the players. Like, you know. And I think that change bringing Alfonso Davis off the bench was not a good idea. And I can understand that maybe if he was thinking that if Lucas Hernandez get a yellow card, he'd be suspended for the semifinal game. But the thing is, you haven't even qualified for the semi. You were still level on aggregate. You weren't even like in the position like if you were like 3-0 up, then it makes sense, right? But you're still in a position where you're not even in the semis theoretically just yet. And so I just don't understand why he did that because Alfonso Davis he's coming back from injury. He's not really a center back, guys. He's really a left back or a left winger. He cannot play as a center back, and I think that change in particular was really really bad, and it costed Bayern the day because he's responsible for that goal that Bayern conceded. and Bayern definitely did pay. It was definitely costly indeed. So, and for Neuer there in particular, I feel like that was also a shot he should have saved there. I feel like he done better, much better for that goal. And for Villarreal, man, as I said, they're gonna have to. I think they're gonna have to. I think they could definitely give Liverpool a really good game. And keep in mind, guys, the game they're gonna have against Liverpool, the first leg was gonna be at Anfield. The second leg will actually be at their stadium. So for Villarreal, man, there is every opportunity to get and to make the final because I'm telling you this right now, guys, you can never underestimate Unai Emery. Unai Emery is a very, very good manager in cup competitions. You got to respect what he's doing with this Villarreal team, and this Villarreal team is really soaring above expectations. And it's crazy that they wouldn't even be in the Champions League if they hadn't beat United. Like if they would have made the Europa League Conference League, guys. Like if they didn't beat United, we wouldn't even see them in the Champions League, guys. It's crazy to see how much of a fairy tale this was. So, yes, I said, man, good assist from Muller there for Lewandowski. It was a great individual skill to make that goal. He basically created that goal of nothing. Then Chukwueze equalized through a rapid counterattack from Jerome Moreno. And yeah, man, as I said, guys, it's a huge victory for Villarreal, and they're in the semifinals, guys, of the UEFA Champions League. I cannot believe I'm saying these words, guys. It is ridiculous. This is only the second time in history they've ever done it, and last time they played was I think the last time they made the semi was like 2006, and they lost to the eventual runners-up to Arsenal. So oh man, it's been a long time, man. It's been a long time. Imagine Villarreal wins the Champions League just after winning the Europa League. That would be incredible, guys. Absolutely incredible. That would just be like something that I wouldn't. That would be something I wouldn't. That would just be mind-boggling, man. So, yeah, man. Let's go ahead and let's. I think we should move on and discuss the next game because the next game was the most interesting, I have to say, of the quarterfinals, and that is Chelsea, Real Madrid 2, Chelsea 3. Now, I have to say this on the day that Real Madrid, they looked shocking. For most of this game, Real Madrid looked shocking. But this is where things get different. Because a lot of teams in Real Madrid's position probably could have crumbled. They probably would have conceded the fourth. Heck, they might even concede the fifth. Heck, if this was PSG, Chelsea would be through. Chelsea would 100% be through. But because this is Real Madrid, they just have the mentality to get results out of nowhere. This is, in my opinion, the club with the best mentality in the world. When it comes to these kind of high pressure games, they live for high pressure games. They always turn up on big games. They're essentially a big game merchant kind of team. They love big games. They relish big games. Of course, you guys know I'm a Barca fan and everything. But even if I'm being objective here, I just think that for me, for Real Madrid in particular, it shows the amount of character they had to come from behind in this game. They were literally losing 4-3 in aggregate. It was a 75th minute. There isn't even much time to get a goal. But you know who came off the bench and made a huge impact? Camavinga. Camavinga made a huge impact off the bench, and he provided some liveliness, freshness in the midfield. And you could see how he came out of Cruz and made a difference. They got to give credit to Modric. What an assist that was from Modric to Rodrigo. What an assist that was. Modric, man, one of the best midfielders we have ever seen in our generation. People need to respect him more. Even as a Barca fan, I got to respect this guy. What he did for Croatia in the World Cup was ridiculous. And now what he's doing at this age, at 36 years old, I think, it's class, man. He's a class player, and that was a beautiful assist there. And it was something out of nothing. Because up until that point, guys, Chelsea were in firm control of the game. They were dominating Real Madrid. They were making Real Madrid work for it. But you got to give credit to Ancelotti there for making those two changes, bringing on Camavinga, bringing on Mendy, who had a bad game. Ferland Mendy was awful in the day, one of the worst players in the day. Casemiro was taking him off, and then bringing on Marcelo, Rodrigo. It made the difference, man. And as for Christian Pulisic, man, obviously you guys know I'm American, and I do like Christian Pulisic, but man, those chances he missed was really, really bad, and I feel like some Chelsea fans in particular are blaming him single-handedly that Chelsea is out of the Champions League. I mean, you can't really be that harsh because, yes, I understand it was bad chances, but at the end of the day, it's not his fault that the defense conceded 5 goals. I mean, it's not like he directly, is responsible. And so I'm not saying you should. I'm not saying that he had a good game. Obviously, I don't think he did, but I don't think he was one of the worst. Like I don't think he was one of the worst players on the day. So you know, as I said, for Chelsea in particular, then you look at and then I believe who's the guy? Rudiger, he slipped for the second goal, and Chelsea scored. Real Madrid scored the second goal through Karim Benzema. What a header that was! Vinicius assists there, and Real Madrid barely squeezed through 5-4 in aggregate. We had a little scuffle right at the end, but it was a little too late. And as for Chelsea, man, they did it, man. They did it. I think for me, Kovacic had a very good game. I think Kovacic is one of the most underappreciated midfielders. I think Mason Mount had a good game. Mason Mount turned up in this game, got a goal and an assist. I think Warner was also pretty good too. Havertz was ineffective. I didn't think Havertz was great on the day. I think Reece James had a great game. Thiago Silva, I think, had a good game. Rudiger, I also thought had a decent game, despite him not marking for the second goal for Real Madrid. Alonso, I think, also had a decent game, and someone said that Alonso goal should have stood. In my personal opinion, I think the Alonso goal should have counted, and the Rudiger goal should not have counted. That's what I would have done, in my opinion. But alas, it was the other way around, and yeah, so it was already fine enough indeed. So, yeah, man, as I said, it'll be very interesting to see how it happens there. So, yeah. Anyway, let me see what else you guys trying to say in the comments. So we don't have any more comments to address right now, which is interesting. And yeah, as I said, for Real Madrid, they got it done. Vinicius, I think, was good. Benzema was decent. Modric, I thought, was good. And yeah, as I said, I think the defense stuff for Real Madrid looked really sus, though. I mean, like I said, guys, I think Nacho Fernandez didn't. I don't think it was a good whatsoever. And I did say Michael's channel the other day, and so I'm referencing a lot to Michael because I did a really in-depth preview on that channel. But basically, I did say that in the aerial duels, Real Madrid is not very good. Center backs wise, they're not very, very good. And Alaba and Nacho Fernandez, they're just not good at the aerial duels. Oh yeah, Jorginho, you're right, Matt. I did forget that Jorginho did miss a big chance. So he came off the bench as well. So yeah, that's a good point you do make there. And Ziyech, I think, also missed a chance there as well, I believe. So, like I said, guys, you guys can come on here. So remember, guys, please join the StreamYard link if you have anything to address for these games. Because, like I said, guys, I probably did miss some big talking points, and it's difficult to really pay attention to so many games, right? So, if you guys could, I would appreciate you guys could come on and give your talk. So, yeah, Matt, you did say you saw the Real Madrid Chelsea game, so we're discussing that right now. So you could come on here and discuss briefly about this game because man, what a game this was, man! What an entertaining game this was. This was by far the best quarterfinal match of the Champions League this season, like by far, like single-handedly. Like there's no other game that comes close in complexion to this game. The amount of drama there was. If I was a Chelsea fan, man, I would be devastated right now. I would be devastated right now that we were so close to making it to the next round, and it must be heartbreaking for Chelsea fans. It must be heartbreaking indeed because they really put up a really good fight indeed. And I mean, shots wise, you can see how dominant they were on the day. Absolutely brilliant indeed. Caused so much trouble for the team. And you could argue that in some ways, that actually the substitutes actually kind of ruined the game for Chelsea. Like bringing Pulisic on was maybe not the right decision. Bringing Ziyech, Jorginho, Saul Niguez, like I don't think any of the substitutions actually really made a huge impact. And so you could make a strong argument, but at the same time, though, I can understand why Tuchel did that. You know. So yeah, we have a guest here. So Matt, what do you have to say, man?
Well, first of all, I thought Chelsea had a brilliant response from being 3-1 down in the first leg. Second half, they gave a brilliant performance. I think they played it to the right tempo. But I think they were unfortunate about that great Modric assist, which made it go to extra time. And then for any team, it's always handy to have Benzema on your team, and that's what's got them through at the end of the day.
Yeah. That was definitely interesting. And I was just looking at. I think for me, it was interesting because yeah, it's crazy because people feel like that. The first leg, I felt like the first leg was really close. Like it could have got like it's not as though Chelsea got dominated. It's just they weren't clinical today. And now this, it's kind of like in the second leg they were actually pretty clinical, but it's just the I just think that for me that they needed to score that fourth, and I feel like that fourth goal would have definitely killed off the tie for sure because they would have had five. It would have been five. It would have been difficult for Real Madrid to pull back in the game. But as soon as I saw Real Madrid got a goal back, I knew that it was going to be over for Chelsea because the momentum is shifting. Right, it's all about momentum in the end of the day. So
Yeah, well, they could have got that fourth goal.
yeah, yeah. I remember. I know some Chelsea fans are complaining that Alonso goal that it should have counted in your opinion because it didn't. I believe
I
it was
think
disallowed. Yeah, I believe it
I
was
guess by
disallowed
the
because
laws, you could say it was right to be disallowed, but how I see it is it was a definite ball to hand.
yeah. Let me go and see like I want to see like is there any like foot like any like images so yeah but yeah I do agree with you in the sense that but for me I don't think the second goal should have counted because that wasn't a corner in my opinion so I guess it balances out at the end of the day.
Yes, and then also if that third goal did count, Chelsea probably wouldn't have gone 4-0 up in the way that actual third goal was scored. So it probably would have ended 3-1 to Chelsea anyway.
Yeah,
Still there?
yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, I'm still here. I was just doing something. So yeah, yeah. I mean, for Real Madrid, as I said, Karim Benzema, man, what a player he is. He's such a crucial player. And the thing about Benzema, he's turned up in these big games. Like you have like players that have been amazing this season, but the big games, he's been really incredible, man. What a guy he's been. I mean, he's he basically single handedly took basically helped them advance, eliminate Chelsea. Basically, you could argue, like scored 4 goals. I mean, it's just crazy over the tie. You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and as I said, man, it's a huge for Real Madrid. As I said, though, they're going to be facing Manchester City in the semifinal. Obviously, we're not going to get predictions for that, but what do you like? How do you think they can match up against Manchester City? Like, do you think that it'd be a close? Do you think they could really give Manchester City a good game?
I think they can, and Benzema is going to be a handful for Man City. Also, playing against Modric and maybe also Cruz in the midfield will be certainly a challenge for City. But they've also got some good midfielders themselves.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm just looking at defense stuff for Real Madrid. That kind of makes me really concerned. I mean, like I'm looking at the defense. I mean, like the defense looked really suspect on the day.
They ended up playing with four natural fullbacks in their back four,
Yeah.
or after Milito went off.
Yeah, and Militao was suspended, but he'll be back for the semifinals, so that's gonna be huge for them. But still, man, I mean, like it's just, like I said, I just don't really feel that Real Madrid center backs are that amazing, you know, especially in aerial duels. So yeah,
Yeah, you're right
it's
on
yeah. So for Chelsea in particular, who do you think was like the standout player for you on the day? Like, or was there any player that single handedly stood out? Like it was like kind of a collective, you would say, like just not like a single player.
that. Not particularly. I mean, Kante, he was up there. Kovacic, Alonso, um, maybe Loftus Cheek as well. I'm thinking either Alonso or someone in that midfield.
Mm. Yeah, I do agree with you. I don't think there was like a single standout player. I mean, I think the best one of the I think Mount had a really good game. I think he was really good on the day. Um, I think Rudiger was solid. Reece James I thought was also really good too. And overall, I think Chelsea played really well as a team. As for Real Madrid, I think it was really like as I said, Modric and Benzema. Like I said, I feel like they really helped this team a lot. And without these two, man, because Modric's just such a crucial player, man. He's providing so many assists, man. He keeps providing. He's like 36 and he's still balling, man. That's incredible, man, at his age. So it's crazy. As for the substitutions, I don't think any player off the bench really impacted really the game other than Rodrigo. I think he was a really big impact and Camavinga as well. But as for Chelsea, I didn't really think the subs really helped them. In fact, I actually think it kind of made them worse, in any ways, some ways.
Sorry, what was that?
Yeah, I said the substitutions for Chelsea. I think that was actually bad on the day. I don't think it actually really helped.
Yeah, I guess Pulisic was disappointing. Same with Ziyech. Who could? I'm looking at the other players they could have brought on. I guess there's not too many others.
Yeah.
I mean, at least Pulisic, Ziyech, and so were probably the best options. And yes, if you're bringing on Aspilicueta, then you're going a bit too defensive when you do need a goal.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I just feel like for me, for Chelsea, I just think the first leg is what really cost them at the end of the day. I think them losing the first leg,
Yes.
especially like Mendy mistake, I think that really ruined them for them because honestly, I feel like because I'll be real with you guys, I think Chelsea actually played better than Real Madrid for most of this aggregate. It's just that Real Madrid just have the individual. I just feel as though that Real Madrid have the difference makers, whereas Chelsea they don't really have the difference makers. If that makes sense. Like I
Yeah,
feel
I
like
agree with that.
yeah, I feel like Real Madrid just have more quality. That's really the main reason why they pulled through. Whereas I feel like Chelsea overall they did play better than Real Madrid for most of this aggregate, in my opinion. So and like I said, guys, it's about which team has a better quality, at the end of the day, and usually that team usually prevails. So I just think that's an incredible achievement for Chelsea to go away at the Bernabeu and to actually almost pull off a comeback. I mean, it would have been crazy, man. It would have been amazing indeed. So, like I said, though, we're gonna have our semifinal Real Madrid versus Manchester City. That will be interesting to see what happens there. And then our other semifinals will be Liverpool versus Villarreal. That also should be a good one too. That should be a good one indeed. So, Mats, do you have any? Are you rooting for any specific team to win it, or are you just like going as a neutral?
I guess probably a neutral, though I'll probably support Man City when they play Real Madrid.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, well, for me, obviously, you guys know my team isn't in this competition no more, so I'm technically neutral as well. I actually want Villarreal to win it the most. That would be my first pick, and then I would say Man City is probably my second pick, and then Real Madrid is probably my last pick. So Liverpool third, and so yeah, I just want an underdog to win the Champions League. Essentially, I just want a new team to win it. So Villarreal or Man City, I guess, fulfills either of those. I want so. It'll be
I'd
really
take
interesting
that.
though. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Man City versus Villarreal final would be interesting to have. So yeah, I just want a new team to win it, man. So as I said, for Real Madrid, as I said, they managed to pull through. Credits have given to Ancelotti for making the changes that helped the game. And as for Tuchel, man, as I said, they put up a valiant effort. And let's see, man. I think Chelsea. I think Chelsea still have the FA Cup, which I think they're in a great position. They'll play the winner of Man City Liverpool. Well, assuming they beat Crystal Palace, which let's be frank here, I think they should beat Crystal Palace. right?
It won't be straightforward, but I think they should have enough.
Yeah, and I honestly I think do you think Chelsea can win the FA Cup?
I think they can, but I'd probably
Hmm.
say it would be between Liverpool and Man City, but we'll certainly see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the FA Cup final. That is so. Like I said, though, for Chelsea, it's devastating. They did defend their crown, and Real Madrid got revenge from last season. Man, they got revenge, and revenge is always sweet, right?
Yep.
Revenge is always sweet. So yeah. So you didn't really have any. Do you want to give your other thoughts on other games, or if you don't really want to, that's fine.
Well, I've not really seen the other games, to be honest, but I guess if I want to keep it brief, Bayern Munich should have beaten Villarreal with the number of players they had, and they had so many different options they could have used to beat Villarreal, and then they couldn't even do that. Liverpool versus Benfica. What I remember most from that game was Benfica had a lot of goals which which would be like potentially offside, whether it was onside or not, or there was like a mix of Liverpool had enough, and the other game was I think Man City versus Atletico Madrid. There's not really much to talk about aside from the injury time.
Yeah, that was a bit of a scruffle towards the end there. Huge fight indeed, and Atletico man, they really give it a good effort, and City man, they defended very good on the day, very valiantly, and City man, you got to give credit to them defensively. I thought they were really solid on the day. But they do have some players that aren't going to be there, like Kyle Walker could be missing semifinal first leg, which is a big blow. And then Cancelo
Yes,
suspended, and then KDB. I think KDB went off injured. So it's three big players. So let's see if they're
that's
gonna.
disappointing. I
Yeah, let's
actually rate
see.
Kyle Walker more than Reece James and Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Ooh, that's a very interesting you say that because England have a lot of right backs, man. You guys have so many options. Like like it's like you guys
Yeah,
it's like crazy to choose. Like so why exactly do you
Matty
rate Walker
Cash had
better
to
than?
go to Poland.
Yeah. Wait, why do you exactly rate Kyle Walker higher than Reece James and Trent?
Uh, I I guess I haven't for a while. It took me a while for me to buy into the Reece James hype at least a little bit. Trent's best assets are more in the attack rather than defensively. Reece James is getting better, but I'd say he's no Hakimi, for example. And then for
Mm,
Kyle Walker, I feel like he's got most of the things that you would look for in a fullback. He's very fast. He's also fast one on one. And he can cross. I think overall I would have him above the other two.
mm. Yeah, and you do make a good point, Mats. Because I think Walker, for me, at least defensively, of the three, I think he's the best defensively by far. And
Yeah,
he offers so much defensive work, and people underrate his defensive work because his defensive work is amazing. Now his attacking output, I'll be honest with you, it's not good. It's
yeah,
not
it's
good.
not what it used to be.
Yeah, he's probably the worst of the three attacking wise. But it depends what you really want for your team. Like for me personally, I want a balance. Like I want someone that could be great defensively and attacking wise. So for me, I feel like Reece James offers both, in my personal opinion. So that's
As
why I
does Trippier.
yeah, Trippier as well. So for like I said though, for England, man, it'll be interesting to see who the right back is because you guys have so many options. Like it's hard to choose, and it's kind of sad that like you're benching a right back that could probably start for most national teams.
Yeah, we ended up taking 3 right backs to the last World Cup. I mean, Reece James at the time wasn't playing, but the other 3 that were mentioned, that they all went.
Yeah. So definitely indeed. So it'll be interesting to see. So yeah, we could have a later discussion if you want, like who should make the roster and all that. And of course you're from England, so well,
I'd
I'm
also
sure
have
we'll.
João Cancelo over Robertson.
Ooh, yeah. Unfortunately, neither of those are English players, so that's very unfortunate for you.
It's fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so unlike most, I'd say I'd have Man City's fullbacks over Liverpool's.
Yeah, I think Man City. Yeah, I think they have the better. Well, yeah. Well, actually, who's the main left back for Man City? Isn't it? I think
Cancelo.
yeah, Cancelo, and the right back is
Kyle Walker.
Walker. Yeah, because I think Cancelo actually used to play as a. He's actually naturally a right back, but I think he's converted to left back under Pep. So yeah, so yeah, that yeah, I think Man City do have. I would say they have the better right back. Robertson, I think, is still pretty good. So yeah, but yeah, the Liverpool's fullbacks are still pretty good, man. You know.
Oh
Um.
yeah.
So definitely, it'll be interesting to see what happens though, because we could have a scenario we could have Liverpool, Man City in the final again, and we just saw how good it was in the Premier League recently, and like I think it was like a 2-2 draw. It was like a really exciting game, so we could have that for the
Yeah, it
fifth time this
was.
season. Yeah, no, not fifth time. Sorry, fourth time this season. I think so. It'd be very very exciting indeed. So yeah,
I
so
think we'll see some changes in the FA Cup semi-finals compared to what we saw in the Premier League game. But even though it will be strong, but then this should both from Liverpool and Man City make to the Champions League final, which this would be the first time these two have played each other. Then you would see the strongest possible lineup there.
so yeah, definitely. And it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But I guess we're about to, we're gonna end the stream soon in a couple of minutes. So do you guys have any final questions for me in the chat? So it seems like there isn't anyone watching. So I guess we'll do you have any final questions for me regarding the Champions League? I guess you can ask me now. So yeah. And then we also have the Europa League and Conference League tomorrow. That'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah, there's some games there I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, definitely. So do you have any final questions for me regarding the Champions League for this season?
Not really.
All right, that's interesting there. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, we could give our brief thoughts on the Europa League games, Conference League as well. Let's do like for a brief period. So let's go and do those quickly. So,
yeah, sure.
Yeah. So Europa League quarterfinals, we have Atalanta, Leipzig, Barca, Frankfurt, Lyon, West Ham, Braga, Rangers. Rangers, Braga. Sorry. Let's do this around like 5 minutes. Just keep this short and sweet. For me, for this one, I think Atalanta, Leipzig. I'm gonna go with Leipzig to get the job done, but it'll be a very close game because Atalanta's still a great team, but at home they haven't really been that amazing, and I just feel like for Atalanta this season they've just been. This has kind of been disappointing for them, and I think Leipzig should get the job done. But who knows, man? That could go to penalties. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I think it will go to penalties, and
Ooh.
I have it going RB Leipzig's way.
Interesting, man. Penalties, man. So heartbreaking. Then Barca, Frankfurt. Barca, Frankfurt. I mean, come on. We should beat Frankfurt.
I think Frankfurt could get if Barcelona are a good game and perhaps even sneak extra time or or
Ooh.
even a win. But I think Barcelona will have enough.
Yeah, I
2-1.
mean, you do make a good point that they did challenge us a lot in the first leg, and we were probably lucky to not lose the first leg. But like I said, the fact it's at home, I feel like gives every advantage to us. And I know at home we haven't been playing the best in the Europa League, but I do feel as though that the players will be ready up, and I feel like Xavi wants to make the rotations because I feel like the game really changed when we brought our players off the bench, like De Jong and Dembele. I feel like those two players really helped us get that goal, and I don't think Xavi's going to rotate tomorrow. So yeah, if we keep our strongest 11, then I think we'll win. But if we do like rotate 11, then it could get tricky indeed. It could go to extra time. Leon West Ham. For this one, it's a tough one. This is a really tough one, guys, because West Ham got dominated at home by Leon. But keep in mind, West Ham were down to 10 men. Leon, on the other hand, they got a good draw there. For this game, Leon's at home. West Ham's on the road. It's a tough one, man. I could see this go to penalties. I honestly could.
I
This could
think
even
they're
go to
both
extra time.
capable of winning.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's going to go to extra time, and West Ham will get at a 1-0, maybe 2-1 win.
Yeah, I also say that too because I feel like for me, West Ham will do it somehow, man. I feel like they'll pull through an extra time, but it's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. Then we got Rangers with Braga, man. What do you think about this one? I think it's a close one, man. Another close game, dude. All of these games are close, man.
I think the atmosphere at Ibrox is going to be right behind Rangers. That'll certainly give them a lift. I think it's another close one that will go to extra time. And score-wise, I'm thinking 3-1.
Yeah, I could see us go to penalties. I wouldn't be surprised
Yeah,
because Rangers haven't really been playing well recently. So yeah, and then for conference league, man, PSV Leicester, that's a big one, huge one for Leicester. Can they pull through for this one? I believe I said this game would end as a draw and Leicester win on penalties, but at this point I have no idea because Leicester City on the road haven't really been that great.
Yeah, I was thinking Leicester would be
Yeah.
advancing, but the issue is they haven't won at home,
Yeah.
and that draws a great result for PSV. This could also go to extra time. I'm thinking 2-1, but it might be in 90 minutes, and I'm thinking PSV to advance this time.
Ooh, interesting. That'd be kind of interesting. A big shock there. And I believe if Leicester don't win this, they won't have any European games. They won't have any European games next year, right? So
I haven't seen where they are in the table, but probably not.
yeah, I think they're like mid-table. Last time I checked, they're like 12th or 13th, somewhere in there, like 9th or 10th. But yeah, it's gonna be they have to win the conference league essentially. So yeah, and then moving on, we have Pauk versus Marseille. That's a tough one, man. Pauk is not easy to play against. They're very good defensively, man. Especially in Greece, man. Oh man, it's a difficult atmosphere, and I think Marseille even have some players not going to be there for the second leg. I think Gerson won't be there. Sam Pauli won't be there. Some other players. Let's go look at this. I think the hero to all the players won't be there. Yellow card accumulation. Yeah, draw. It doesn't say here. Oh, I heard Milik will also not be there too, which is a big missing piece. But yeah, let's be real, guys. Marseille should pull through, but it's gonna be tough. I'm gonna say 0-0 draw. It's gonna be a very hostile, man. Very, very hostile, I feel. Okay, that Roma versus Bodo, man. Can the Bodo dream continue, man? Bodo dream continue. I hope so, man. I really hope so. For Roma, they're at home. That's the issue, man. Roma's at home. That's a big issue because had Bodo won the first leg at Roma Stadium, I think it's done. I think it's honestly done. But the fact it's on the road could be tricky indeed. I still think Bodo will find a way to navigate through, but it could be very tricky. I'm going to say a draw. I think Bodo will have just enough to squeeze out a result.
I think there could be a lot of goals in this game.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, I do.
Maybe something like 6, something like that.
6?
Yeah, maybe something like 4-2.
Oh, wait. Do you mean like a team scores 6 goals, like overall 6 goals?
overall 6 goals.
Oh, I was about to say, like, as a team to score 6, I think that's a bit too much.
Which Bodo Glimt did do.
That's true. That's true. But
I'm thinking it will go to extra time. I'm thinking something like 4-2 to Roma. So I think they might find a way through.
That is true, and they're at home too. So I feel like if it does go to extra time, home teams usually get that advantage because they're playing at home. They have the game, like I said, and so I feel like if it does go to extra time, I do give advantage to Roma. But man, I'm hoping Bodo pulls through. So yeah, and then the final game we have here is Slavia Prague versus Feyenoord. Oh man, what a game the first leg was! That first leg was quite amazing, man. I really watch that game because man, I missed out so many goals. But I'll try to watch the second leg. For this one, man, Feyenoord, man, I think they dominated the first leg, and they actually were in front for most of the game, front 2 times the game. So I think Feyenoord will pull through, but Slavia is going to make this game competitive. Yeah, I think Slavia will make it competitive. This is going to be a high scoring one. I'm going to say 3-2 to Feyenoord. It can even be more than 5 at this rate. I mean, both teams just love to score goals.
I think it might just be like a 2-1 win. But you could be right in terms of the quantity of goals.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very. It's going to be high scoring. That's what I feel. And we saw in the first leg. So, yeah, that's pretty much about it for the competition. So we're just briefly looking at the Europa League Conference League. Remember, guys, tomorrow I'll have a live stream to discuss about these matches. And let's go ahead and I see someone actually left a comment for the Atletico Madrid stuff. So let me go and see this right here. Mark Levinson, Atletico got robbed. They should have got a pen. Oh, yeah, there was definitely a contentious penalty decision, I remember. Atletico dominated the second half, though. They had many chances, but they were unlucky. That is true. Yeah, I do feel as though Atletico should have at least scored 1 goal. I think Man City, I think Atletico were the better team. But as I said, it's about getting it done, and they didn't get it done. But I also think that City also kind of probably scored a goal in the first half because, it was kind of like a balanced game. Like I feel like City dominated the first half, but Atletico dominated the second half. Like I feel like it was a kind of a back and forth. So I guess a draw is a fair result at the end of the day. And it's just that first leg that really made the difference. So yeah, it was a very low scoring tie, like 1-0, man. Like when was the last time we had a 1 goal in aggregate over 2 games? That's crazy, man. You don't usually see that. So yeah, Matt, do you remember the last time?
Not too clearly.
Yeah, it's and I mean like in a quarter. I mean like an aggregate match because I know the final Champions League.
I get you.
Yeah, so but the final and like 2 legs are very different. Like I mean over 2 legs. Like when was the last time we saw like a 1-0 kind of thing? Like it's very, very rare you see this kind of thing. Because then, like I said, it was a good match. I think Atletico versus Man City was a overall very interesting close match. It wasn't like one team dominated the other. Well, I mean, Man City did, but they didn't really create many clear-cut opportunities. So possession, chances wise. But yeah, that's pretty much about it. Let me go ahead and see this article real quick, and then I guess we'll head out of here.
Yeah, so I'm gonna head out now. So thanks for having me on, and
yeah,
I might come back for tomorrow.
Yeah, see you, man. Thanks for coming on. I just want to see this article real quick where they rank the teams. So they think Villarreal is 4th, 3rd, Real Madrid 2nd, Liverpool 1st, Manchester City. Yeah, I do agree with this. I think I actually agree with this. This list is actually pretty comprehensive. So yeah, I would probably agree with this honestly. So. Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty much about it for this stream, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy this stream. Like I said, guys, it was a good stream. Thank you guys for coming on here, giving your comments, and thanks, Matt, for coming on, speaking on here. It was greatly appreciated. And, yeah, man, it'll be interesting to see what happens, man. So tomorrow, guys, Europa League Conference League tomorrow. And, yeah, man, very, very excited and looking forward to that. So hope you guys did enjoy the stream, guys. Make sure you guys comment down below your thoughts if you're watching the replay. Like this video, like the stream as well if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you're new around here. Comment down below your thoughts. Make sure you guys check out my plus description below. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.